Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope everybody's doing well. I want to take a second, Leo, to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Leo out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and just leave the rest for someone else. Remember that the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Leo, you get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? All right, Leo, you're starting with the Fool. You have the Eight of Swords reversed. And coming out together is the Knight of Cups reversed along with the Ten of Cups. Interesting. So you've got some sort of a new beginning here. You may feel it's a little bit risky, but I don't see you stressing about it. I see you kind of pulling out of this energy where you're feeling trapped. You were up in your head. It's almost like this decision. You've made a decision to take this risk. I do feel like this is a situation where you were waiting for someone to express their emotions or their feelings towards you. And perhaps now that may have occurred, and now you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, I am feeling happy. This is something that's going to lead to a long-term situation for me. And I do see you kind of daydreaming, thinking about the days ahead, thinking about having a family, perhaps, whatever that might entail. It's almost a daydreamy energy. But that being said, there's still something that's lacking a little bit with regard to either you expressing your feelings or someone else expressing the feelings. Because I feel like that's what would make you really, really happy. That being said, you're taking this risk. You're freeing yourself from overthinking the situation. So let's see who's in your energy, Leo. Show me who is in Leo's energy, please. Show me who is in Leo's energy. Excuse me. I could feel it coming, but I just didn't know for sure. All right, so we have the Hierophant. You might be dealing with a Taurus sign. We have the Knight of Swords. And coming out together is the Page of Swords along with the King of Wands. All right. So this person that you're involved with, this person could be very spiritual, but I do feel like this is somebody who you may have just recently entered into a relationship with this person. They feel committed to the connection, though. I do see that there is some sort of communication that is coming through. This person is being very truthful about their communication, but they might not be as tactful about it. Because the Knight of Swords can sometimes be a little harsh in the way they communicate. So Page of Swords and the King of Wands, this person is, because this is you, this person might be doing some background, checking on you, or they're trying to figure something else or something out about you, perhaps. I will say they're very focused. They could be talking to mutual friends. Other than that, I would say that this person is a very attractive person. They are definitely very passionate towards you. They're committed towards you. And I also feel like this person, for some of you, this person could be a business owner or somebody that is a high-level manager. They're very used to people admiring them. They're very charismatic. And I do feel like they might not be the best communicator because they can be very sharp with their words. They come out in a very blunt and very impulsive way. We see that they can be a little bit immature in how they communicate, and they actually wind up cutting themselves as well. So let me see the energy between the two of you. Show me the energy between Leo and this person. All right, so there's some instability here. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, the two of you are trying to build something together. You see it as, I guess, being very risky, but you're going to take that risk. they're committed to doing this. They're committed to this connection. However, I don't know if you're reconciling with this person or it's a new connection, because there's some energy here of not really working well together to create this new beginning. So that's probably why you're looking at this Knight of Cups reversed. This person may be someone who's not comfortable with their feelings and emotions. There's a need to work on things together here, and that's lacking. So let me see what's affecting this connection. Show me what's affecting this connection. Oh, the Queen of Cups. You might be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer. Could be another Leo like yourself, or an Aries or a Sagittarius as well. But yeah, there's love here. There's love. And sometimes it can be overwhelming for both of you. You have a tendency, Leo, to overthink things. This person has a tendency to be very cutting with their words. But it doesn't alter the fact that there is a lot of love here. So the two of you, I think, need to find a way to, work together to create the stability. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Leo. Seven of Cups and the Two of Wands. Well, you have options, Leo. Yeah, you just know that not all the options that you have are going to be good for you. I do feel like there's some confusion here about what this person is planning to do, and that's because they're very immature in the way that they communicate. I do see this person making plans, trying to figure out some things. There's definitely some confusion here on both sides. So let me, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the Devil in reverse. Some of you are dealing with a Capricorn, but the Devil in reverse, it does indicate that there's been some toxic energy here, and both of you are trying to address that. There's just this energy of each of you needing to work on yourself and then work on the connection together to create stability. So there is an attempt to get rid of toxic energy, toxic behaviors. So let's clarify the reading. Spirit, why is the Fool here? Why is the Fool here? Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We have the Seven of Wands and the Death card. So you had an ending with this person, or you've had an ending elsewhere. I almost feel like it was with this person, but it might not have been. I definitely see that you've gone through a definite ending, and that ending was because of conflict and because of a lack of stability. There could have been financial pressures as well. Some of you may have worked with this person in the past, by the way. But regardless, I do feel like you're going to stand your ground with regard to this situation. You may feel this person is uncooperative, that they're not trying to work things out, and you're not budging here. You're not budging. So let me see. Show me the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Show me the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Ten of Swords. Again, I'm getting the energy that you've gone through an ending. And I feel like it was with this person. There was a sense of betrayal. It was an extremely painful ending. And I don't feel like you're over that, but you're trying not to think about it. There's stuck energy with regard to betrayal and a painful ending, though, Leo, that you're not properly addressing here. It's like you're avoiding it at this point. So that's something that you might need, whether it was with this person or elsewhere. That's something that is still stuck in your energy. And in order to turn that wheel into a more positive direction, that's going to have to be looked at. It's going to have to be worked out in one way or another. Let me see the bottom energy for Leo. Okay, we have, again, the Knight of Cups reversed. We have the Strength card reverse, and we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you have this energy, Leo, of just trying to keep your chin up, you know, trying not to worry about things, trying not to overthink things. But, you know, there is unresolved energy here of betrayal, unresolved energy of pain regarding an ending. And that is something that does need to be looked at, and it does need to be worked out. There's a fear that you are harboring here that things are never going to change, that this person's never going to come to you in a loving way or express themselves lovingly, because you see them as happiness. You see yourself having a family with them. There's definitely a very passionate connection here. And I'm also seeing that you both consider each other to be your divine partners, but this person is not bringing the feelings and emotions to the table that you're hoping to see. And I do feel like you fear they never will. And you're confused as to why they won't. You may be a little bit confused as to what you need to do about the situation as well. And I can tell you, you have to address those fears. You have to deal with this past pain here. Feelings of betrayal, feelings of pain regarding an ending, that has to be dealt with. It's not a matter of do you love each other. There's definitely passion here. There's definitely love here, but there's also unresolved trauma that needs to be addressed. So let's look at their energy. Spirit, why is the Hierophant here for the person in Leo's energy? Why is the Hierophant here? All right, we have the King of Pentacles. So very strong Taurus energy. Could also be a Virgo or a Capricorn. Actually, very strong Capricorn as well. We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this person is absolutely devoted to this connection, but they don't really seem like they're putting the work in. It's because they're unbalanced, and they may be having to work. This is somebody who's working extremely hard. They could be a little bit of a workaholic. This is somebody whose money isn't quite right, and they're working on that. And the thing is that I feel like their money isn't as bad as what they think it is. But they're choosing to put more of their energy towards work and their own stability. And it's because they feel that their money isn't quite right. Now, I will also say this person is a little bit unbalanced here. But they are committed to this connection. But they don't show it, you know? And I don't see them actually putting the work in. Let me see the Knight of Swords. Why is the Knight of Swords here? I'm really getting the impression of a person who is very very grounded. They're very much a provider, very much, they don't express feelings and emotions very well. Why is this Knight of Swords here? Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Lovers and the Three of Swords. All right, so there could have been a situation where this person had a choice between you and someone else. There could have been some third-party energy that's present. But I do feel that this person went through a lot of pain. I don't know if it was in this connection or another, but this person is seeing love as painful. And this is part of the reason why they stay unbalanced and why they pull away from the feelings and emotions. Now, they are going to come to you. They're going to tell you that they feel that the two of you were supposed to be together, that they feel that you're soulmates, that they feel that the two of you were brought together, you know. They are going to communicate that to you, and they are being honest about it. That's the thing. When they do speak to you, I don't feel like they're lying. I feel like this is somebody who guards their heart because they see love as being painful, that's tragic, actually. So I do see this person bringing in truth, bringing in clarity. They're going to tell you that they have been hurt deeply in the past. And it may not have even been in this situation. It could have been in another situation. But regardless, they do see love as being painful for some reason. So let me look at the bottom energy. Show me the bottom energy for the person in Leo's energy. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, they're watching you, Leo, because they're afraid you're going to walk away. They're afraid that if they open up to you and they express their feelings, they give you their heart, you're going to walk away from them. They are watching you. They're watching to see what you're going to do. Are you choosing them, or are you going to walk away and end this? This person is terrified of rejection. So this person has a lot of anxiety and about what it is that you're going to do. Are you choosing them, or are you going to walk away from them? You know, when they open up to you, are you going to crush them? This is somebody who feels more comfortable expressing themselves, you know, physically than they do emotionally. And they know that that keeps the two of you from seeing eye to eye, but it's their anxiety and the fear of pain. Like I said, they equate love to pain, and they're extremely anxious here because they feel like you're going to just up and leave them. They're going to open up to you, they're going to express themselves to you, and then you're going to leave them. Let me look at the energy between, and I'm not seeing that in your energy. It's like you want this person to open up and express themselves. Why is the Three of Pentacles in reverse? Show me the energy between Leo and this person. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and we have the King of Wands reversed. So why things are not really working is because neither of you are putting the proper effort into this to work things out. You're almost in this stubborn energy. You're like, okay, well, I said I was in. And in the past, I have felt a tremendous amount of loss here. And I'm not budging from where I'm at. I said I'm taking the risk. I said we're having this new beginning. And then you're kind of in this energy where you're not going to back down. There is a little bit of codependent energy that I'm seeing on your side that does need to be addressed. And it also is showing me that there's been a lot of conflict here, and you don't like to back down from conflict. I'm not saying you don't ever do it, but I do feel like you're being perceived as someone who's uncooperative because you don't like to back down from conflict. Now, in their energy, they don't take the action. Instead, this person goes to work, or they focus on their money. This is somebody who's not taking the proper action, but they're going to. They're going to, because I feel like they're afraid that if they don't put some effort in, that you are going to walk away from them. So I just feel like this person is very avoidant of feelings and emotions because they equate that to pain. So we see clearly that there's love right in the middle of your reading. So let's look at that. Show me, Spirit, what's affecting the connection. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles reverse and the Tower. Again, I'm getting the same thing. This person is afraid that if they tell you how they feel about you, if they tell you the whole truth, if they say, I am deeply in love with you, you're the person I would choose over anyone else, that it will lead to a tower moment. And why? Well, because they feel like you're going to walk away from them. They feel that you're not properly invested in the connection, possibly because of things from the past. Now, in your energy, what I'm seeing is that you're trying not to overthink it. You're trying not to worry about it. But we have this stuck energy regarding a painful ending or possible betrayal. And that's keeping you, even though you love them deeply, deeply, that's keeping you from investing. And you're impatient with them as well because you feel like you could invest if they would only, bring forward the feelings and emotions. So it's very frustrating here because I can see that you both love each other a great deal, but there's been a lot that has happened here, and you know, your issues and their issues are colliding is what it amounts to. So let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome for Leo. And that's where we see this energy of this devil in reverse, where you each need to work on your own issues and then, you know, work on the connection as well. But, you know, there's a need to work out your own issues first and then work on the connection to bring the stability in. Okay, so we have Judgment. That's a reconciliation, so that's good. There's the Fool again. Pisces energy, so that really good. Scorpio energy here as well, and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like all is well that ends well, but I do see this reconciliation happening. I do. I see you thinking it's risky, but taking the risk. You know, finally deciding, okay, I have to take some action as well. Being a little bit confused about why this person's not really expressing their feelings and emotions, and that's bringing up fear for you, but nevertheless, you do feel like, you know, this is the right person for you, and you are going to take that risk. I see a reconciliation happening, and with the Ace of Cups here, I will tell you right now, Leo, this person is in love with you. They really are, and they literally have been planning for this reconciliation for a long time. But the problem is that they get up in their head and they overthink things, and they look to see if there's a problem, and when is Leo going to walk away from me? Excuse me. This person doesn't trust love, and it looks like it's because of something painful that has occurred in their energy, possibly in the past. Excuse me. But I do see a new beginning coming in. I mean, your final three cards is the Fool, Judgment, and Ace of Cups. I don't know why I'm getting choked up. Anyway, I do see this coming about in a very positive way. But after a lot of stress. Now, bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, and that indicates that there is a blockage here. Well, what is that blockage? The blockage has to do with toxic energy and the need for each of you to work on your own toxicity, your own fears, your own anxieties, and then to come together to create this stability. So I do think that, you know, these are blockages that each of you are willing to work at, and I do see it coming about. So let me pull an oracle card for you, Leo. All right, so you have Golden Palace. It's number 23. That condenses to a 5, so I can see that there are definitely changes taking place. It is in the reverse. So we're going to take it and read it in the reverse. Give me a second here. All right, in the reversal, it says, let go of your tight hold on what you believe security should look like. Now is the time to conserve your energy and count your blessings. Resist the pull to become miserly. There will be enough money, love, youth, food, and shelter to go around. A mindset of fear and lack will shut off the flow of true abundance. Trust in the tides because the flow always returns from its ebb. Chop wood, carry water, as a Chinese proverb says. Practice faith and the treasure will be revealed. In fact, you will find it in plain sight. So have some faith. All right, I hope this has been helpful for you, Leo. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved. And namaste.